Have you ever considered the link between dietary niacin and liver disease? Today, we'll be diving into the fascinating world of dietary niacin and its potential benefits, particularly for individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. It's a condition that's more common than you might think. Nearly half of the people in the United States could be living with NAFLD. But here's where it gets interesting. A recent study published in the renowned JAMA Network Open suggests that dietary niacin, also known as vitamin B3, may help to reduce the risk of death from all causes among these patients. However, it doesn't seem to have the same effect on the risk of dying from cardiovascular disease, which is the most common cause of death for people with NAFLD. So, could increasing dietary niacin intake be a simple way to improve the health outcomes of individuals with NAFLD? Let's delve deeper. To understand the potential benefits of niacin, let's take a closer look at the study's findings. The research involved the analysis of data from 4,315 patients suffering from non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. These patients had all participated in the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, or NANES, between 2003 and 2018. The average follow-up period for these patients was 8.8 years. The key revelation of this study was that a higher intake of dietary niacin led to a 30% reduction in the risk of all-cause mortality in patients with NAFLD. This is a significant finding, as it suggests that dietary niacin could potentially be a useful tool in managing the overall health of individuals with this disease. However, the study also found that an increased intake of niacin did not lead to a reduction in the risk of mortality from cardiovascular disease. This is the most common cause of death in patients with NAFLD, and despite adjustments for age and sex, the researchers found no inverse association between the risk of cardiovascular disease mortality and a dietary increase in niacin. But, as with all studies, there are limitations to consider. While these findings are promising, it's crucial to consider the study's limitations. The study lacked physical activity data and couldn't establish causation. There might be inaccuracies in classifying cardiovascular disease mortality, recall bias, and confounding variables. To build upon these initial findings, future studies need to extend follow-up periods and delve deeper into the molecular mechanisms of how dietary niacin impacts mortality risks in NAFLD patients. Despite these limitations, the study opens up exciting avenues for future research to further investigate the association between dietary niacin intake and mortality risk among patients with NAFLD.